Hey guys, Darya Rose, and welcome to another episode of Ask Darya. Today we have a question from Leslie. Leslie asks, "Hey Darya, I have a question for you about that sentence you inserted regarding your exercise regimen." So just to clarify, she's referring to a For the Love of Food post that I do on Friday where I briefly mentioned how much I exercise. She says, "I'm a healthy person who just wants to stay where I am weight-wise, but I'm working on going from mild to moderate/high exercise in order to increase my endurance and strength. My current challenge is balancing enough exercise so that I'm making progress, but not so much that my body thinks I'm hungry all the time." Hello, Hunger Tiger. "I know that I've read on your site that you are familiar with this phenomenon, that too much exercise can throw your hunger off balance, leading you to overeat. However, I read your weekly exercise description, which is 4 times a week strength training, 2 times high intensity interval training, and 1 time Pilates. And when I work out that much, I get so hungry. I know everyone is different, but do you have any advice for how someone can discover a balance between the right amount of food and exercise?" So thank you, Leslie. This is a great question. I love that you're really zeroing in on a behavior that's very specific and trying to, identifying the problem around that and then trying to solve that. That's exactly how to tackle any sort of health style difficulty you're experiencing. But I want to start by just clarifying a little bit how exactly I exercise. So in retrospect, reading this with the 4 times a week strength training and interval training and Pilates, it sounds like I'm crazy, like I work out 7 days a week, and I don't actually. A lot of these things actually happen on the same day, and I only go to the gym between like 4, sometimes 5 days a week, usually 4 days a week. Sometimes 6, sometimes 3, but most of the time I'd say 4 days a week. And when I go, one of those days is Pilates, and that's my easy day. I work out with my instructor, and it's fairly straightforward. I don't do anything else that day. And then the other days I do 30 minutes of cardio, but 2 of those days I intentionally do interval training while I'm doing cardio. So that means I will intentionally get my heart rate up really high and then back off for a little bit and then go high again, just so I can really get my heart rate up. And it's really good for a lot of reasons, for health and endurance and all these things. So I like to do that. And then after my cardio, I do some sort of fairly lightweight strength training. I usually do 2 body parts in the weight room. Today, for example, I did shoulder presses and other shoulder workouts, and then biceps. And I usually do a little bit of ab work as well. So it's nothing crazy. I'm in and out of the gym in under an hour. And so I just didn't want to give you the impression that I was just working out like a maniac. I used to work out way too much. I used to do at least an hour of cardio, maybe more, and then do an entire weight circuit, doing every body part in the weight room, and then a huge ab series, and I was a total maniac, and I was starving, and I do not recommend that at all. So I just want to clarify that that's not what I'm doing now, that now my exercise routine is great for me. And also, I'm very fit, right? I've been exercising my entire life. So you're right, like, maybe it feels easy for me, but I've also been doing it forever. So right now it's a very moderate amount of exercise for me, and it doesn't feel hard. So that said, you are dealing with a very real question though. And so I just want to start by saying that you need to understand that if you are intentionally trying to maintain your weight and you are intentionally trying to build up endurance and strength training, you are going to need to eat more. And that's okay. You will be more hungry, you will eat more. But that's not exactly what you're asking. I understand that. You're asking specifically how to not let that go out of control. So you want to know how to prevent, how to not let a little hunger turn into like monster hunger because you're working out hard and your body sort of freaks out. And I've definitely experienced this. And it's a really good question. So essentially what you're going to need to do is eat more substantial snacks. And but there's a few ways I can recommend you tackle this. So first of all, you're going to be wanting to eat sort of around your workout time. So, everybody's different. Some people like to eat before for energy. Sometimes people like to eat after. My stomach gets a little weird if I eat before, so I always eat after, but I know a lot of people who like to eat beforehand. And basically, you're going to need to find snacks that are are really satisfying and really nourishing and also healthy. But what you don't want to do is eat the types of foods that you are able to binge on really easily. I believe it was Tim Ferriss who coined the term domino foods. And basically these are foods where you can just sit and eat and there's no way to stop. So nuts are a great example. If you have a big bag of nuts, I mean, it is so easy to just plow through 400, 500, 600 calories of nuts. Nuts are a healthy snack, and if you can, separate out an amount that you can stick with, that's fine. But like, if it's very easy if you just have an open bag of nuts to eat a lot, and then like not even notice it, and then go have dinner afterwards like nothing happened. And I can guarantee you that there's no amount of exercise you're doing that's going to balance out 500 calories of nuts. I mean, unless you're doing really intense training. So my advice is to find discrete snacks. Maybe you make a can of tuna salad or something, or you have some hard-boiled eggs, or whatever it is that works for you, and make them healthy and make them substantial. And my guess is that if you can give your body the kind of nourishment it needs right around the time of the workout, that you will in fact be able to control yourself, at dinner time, and not just go crazy and order a giant pizza and eat the whole thing and then have ice cream. So good luck. That's a really, it's a tough problem. And what's interesting too though is keep in mind that you have the right attitude about it, which is that you need to figure it out for yourself, and that you're in a good place. Like, even if you overshoot a little bit and overeat a little bit, or undershoot a little bit, and you realize you're really hungry and you kind of end up maybe eating too much later in the night, you can correct. You're not in a place where you're going to get really out of control. So, if you find that after like 3 weeks of a certain snack and it's just not working and you're still overeating at night and you've gained a couple pounds, you can adjust. You can go and add something else to that snack, or maybe add a second snack during the day and figure it out. But what you want them to do is be nourishing and discreet. I think that'll help you quite a bit. So good luck. Keep us posted, please, on how it goes. And thank you for your question. And if anyone else has a thoughtful, insightful question like Leslie has, feel free to go to Summer Tomato, go to where it says contact, and there's an Ask Darya page there. And my favorite questions I will do my best to answer in videos like these. So thank you guys, and I will see you next time.